Welcome everybody to another year of the Western New York Hiking Challenge. Excited for you guys to be here. Make sure you say hello in the comments. Let us know you're there. Ask any questions along the way. We're going to go over a whole bunch of stuff relating to the challenge and Outside Chronicles. I'm excited for everybody to be here. And I'm excited to start another hiking challenge. Of course, Stephanie just came home and Porter's barking at her, but make sure you say hi in the comments to let us know you're there, and we'll get started. So we have lots of challenges going on right now. We have our waterfall challenge that's running till June 30th, which has been awesome this year. We've had a really rainy spring, and there's been really amazing pictures taken of waterfalls. The response from you guys and the participation in that challenge has been incredible. So very successful, loving the waterfall challenge. Hopefully you guys are as well. We also have our ultimate hiking challenge that runs throughout the whole year. And you can still sign up for this. There's lots of points to still earn in the challenge. Plenty of points to earn to finish the challenge. It's a year-long challenge, but there's bonuses and other things built into it. Your goal is to hike 20 miles per month and earn points for doing that. So you can still do that, and you can double dip with all of our other challenges. So consider signing up for that if you're looking to sign up for the Western New York Hiking Challenge tonight. Loving all the comments. Continue to say hi. Hello, everybody. Happy that you guys are here. Happy for another challenge. We also have our spring birding challenge. So if you're new to birding or an expert birder, consider hopping into that challenge. There was a very, very rare warbler that showed up at Beaver Meadow. It's called a Swainson's warbler. Never really comes north of North Carolina. And somehow it made it up to the Northeast, and it's been a pretty special occurrence to see that. I don't know if it's still there. I didn't check if it was still there today, but if you're some birders, let us know in the comments if that Swainson's warbler is still there. And like I said, whether you're a new birder or an expert birder, the Spring Birding Challenge goes through June 21st. And of course, we're here to talk about the Western New York Hiking Challenge, our flagship, our first kind of challenge, and I'm really excited for this year's challenge. It's our biggest challenge yet. So let's get into talking about Outside Chronicles and the challenge. And something I'm very proud of, and I'm very proud of Western New York for making this happen, is we're gonna go over $500,000 raised for local nonprofits. We might get there with the Waterfall Challenge. We'll definitely get there with the Western New York Hiking Challenge. So I'm super proud of everybody that's participated in these. And, we started this in 2019. And, to raise that kind of money for these nonprofits is astounding. And it's all because of your participation, all because you've asked your co-workers, your family, your friends. The word of mouth that has grown all of these challenges, and you guys all make it happen. So thank you very much, and let's continue on. We're doing some great things here. If you're new to hiking, this is maybe your first challenge, or you don't do a lot of hiking, we did create a free 10 Essentials mini class, and you can sign up for that on our website. Just register for it and get into our courseware, and you can take that 10 Essentials mini class. Even if you're a more experienced hiker, you might learn a thing or two, or maybe you just need a refresher on those 10 Essentials. So it is available to you, and it's free. And if you're more advanced and want to start getting into the high peaks, we also published our High Peaks workshop recently. You may not know it's out there, but it is. And, basically I've taught this course several times in person and decided that I wanted to put it online to reach a wider audience. So if you do want to learn about the high peaks, we do have a virtual workshop available, and you can sign up for that. And if you're still joining us, unfortunately, I don't see I have the view count, but for some reason, Facebook doesn't seem to be working because I see lots of comments coming in from Facebook, but there's a 0 count there. Go Sabres, right? We'll try to keep this short and to the point so we can get to the Sabres game. If not, just mute the Sabres for a little bit and continue on with me. Other things going on at Outside Chronicles, we do have some courses and some trips where there's still some room available. So we do have a couple more spots in our Intro to High Peaks in June. Our Allen Mountain trip, that's also a whitewater trip. We have 3 spots. If you didn't know, we also teach a writing workshop, and that's with one of Outside Chronicles guides. His name is Brian Kastner. He's a award-winning author from Western New York, and he teaches a nature writing workshop throughout the seasons. It's been very well received. We do have 4 spots. That's coming up in June. And then there's some other high peaks on the bottom and a backpack, just a non-high peaks, a multi-day Adirondack backpacking trip, and then our Tracy Ridge backpacking trip. Those are a little bit farther off, in the September, October range. There's still time to think about that and register, but there are some spots available. A lot of our other trips are already sold out, so I'm sorry if you didn't get on that. Get on the waiting list because there's always somebody dropping out. I'm also very excited to say our Kilimanjaro trip is sold out, and we do have a wait list. Again, it's in February. It's a long time out. If you are interested in going to Kilimanjaro, get on that wait list, and maybe there'll be some spots opening up for that. So very excited for that. We'll be going to Peru in like 2 weeks in the beginning of June. Very excited for offering international trips now through Outside Chronicles. So a lot of people, if you're never done the hiking challenge and you're in Facebook or YouTube, just say me that you're or new. Comment new in the comments if you've never done the hiking challenge before. So if you're new to my website, we do have a resources page that we have some checklists, hiking checklist, first aid checklist, some other resources that you can read through about various hiking groups. We have a spring ephemerals list, which we're right in that tail end of that season. So take a look at our resources page. And we also have a frequently asked questions page. There's a lot of stuff both for the Conservancy app that we use and the hiking challenge. So look that over. I always get questions, and basically sometimes I have to just copy and paste right from the FAQ to answer that question. So if you have a question about something, take a look at that FAQ first, and then if it's not in there, let me know and we'll try to solve it. And if you want some merch for this challenge, tomorrow through May 19th, there is a 20% off sale. I love the designs both for the patch and the t-shirts done by local artist named Caitlin Davis. She's been doing our patches and for a number of years, and she does an amazing job. We do have the hiking challenge t-shirts and sweatshirts and tank tops and a whole bunch of other stuff in there. If you want to show your support for the challenge on the trails, 20% off starting tomorrow. And finally, I want to just thank members. We have a bunch of members that support Outside Chronicles every month, and that goes a long way to helping us continue enhancing programs and adding features to the hiking challenge. Like Conservancy app is one of them that without having a membership, I probably couldn't have made that commitment financially to get that app. So really cool that we have a lot of members. We have 3 different levels: Outsider, Outsider Plus, and our Adventure Club. As you can see, our Adventure Club's pretty popular. We have enough people where we do 2 hikes a month, guided either with myself or another OC guide. Leah's been handling a bunch of those. So so if you want to be part of the membership, you can take a look at the join button on our website or our support site. There's a lot of different ways you can support Outside Chronicles. Okay, so let's get ready. Let's get into the hiking challenge. And I see a lot of questions coming up. If you have a question, I'll try to queue it up and get it answered as we go. So if you do have a question, drop them into the comments. Like this one, do you have the t-shirt that you wore at the Winter Hiking Challenge party? I'm thinking it's the zip down. Stephanie bought that for me. I'll see if I can maybe put that in there. Yeah, all excited, signed up, ready to go. Very, very good. And of course, go Sabres. We've seen that a bunch of times. So let's get into it. So if you're new or if you've done it before, we did start a new shopping cart system, I think last winter. So most of you, if you've been in it before, you're accustomed to the cart system. It's actually a little bit easier now. In our the landing page for the hiking challenge, you're going to have 3 different options. We have an individual, so you'll earn 1 patch and stickers as you finish. We have an owner and pet option. So the owner will earn a sticker and a patch, and the pet will earn a sticker and a patch. And as you can see, the sticker and the patch will have footprints on it for your pet. So that's always great. And then we have a family option, and there's a bunch of different configurations that you can do for family. You can do 4 humans, you can do 4 humans and 1 pet. And it starts at $65 and then just $5 extra for each patch additional. So you can configure your family however you want it, whether it's 2 pets and 2 humans or 4 humans or 3 humans. There's a whole bunch of different combinations for that. So hopefully we fit everybody's needs. And just let me know if you have any problems with that. So you go through our shopping cart system, you pay your registration fee, and then you'll be redirected to a receipt page, which looks like what I have up here. Here you can make note of your order number, and you also have a download button. That'll download the challenge PDF that has all of the instructions for the challenge, along with if you wanted to print out the maps and descriptions of parks, it has all the information for you. So you can do it, you can download it at that point, right when you get redirected from the shopping cart. If you miss that screen, don't worry. You should get an email that looks something like this that has the same information. It'll have your order number as well as a download link in that email. And if for some reason you trash that email and you can't find it, there's a third way you can get to that challenge PDF. Is you can go to our website and click on the profile button, and that'll get you to log in. As you went through the cart, if you didn't have an account already, one would be created for you. So you will have an account on our website. Click that profile button and then go to the downloads link, and you'll see that you have the PDF to download as well as any past PDFs that you might have access to. Now, it's very important that you have an account and your email is consistent through all of that. There's some people that use different emails, and if you log in and you don't see what you purchased, let me know, because your email is probably either there's a typo, or maybe you used a Yahoo address and then a Gmail address, and you have 2 different accounts, but I can reconcile that on the back end. Just let me know, and I can fix that for you. So after you've done all of that, you've downloaded the PDF, it'll look something like this. So these are the first 2 pages of the PDF. And a lot of times I'll refer, hey, take a look at the second page of how to sign everything up. And if you look at that, I have some green boxes on there. Those will be available to you when you download the PDF. There's a join code, a QR code to actually get into the Conservancy app. And then there's a code if you're not in our private Facebook group and you want to be, there's a join code for the Facebook group as well on this page. Also, there's links to your iPhone, your Android, and also web browser versions of the Conservancy app. So you're going to want to download that. I'll show you how to join the challenge and some of the features of it and some things that are new in just a minute. So that's the most important page of the PDF is page number 2. You're going to want to pay attention to that to actually get into our app and start interacting with the app and completing trails in the challenge. Other really kind of important things that you'll see, we have beneficiaries for this challenge, and our primary beneficiary is the Western New York Land Conservancy. You can read about them and some of the work that they're doing there. We have a special beneficiary for Earth Spirit. They also do some really good stuff. Both groups are going to do some group hikes for the hiking challenge, so keep your ears open for that. I'll post it in the Conservancy app, and we'll interact with those groups, and you'll meet a lot of people within those groups if you go on those group hikes. They both do great work in the area, and of course, I don't have a slide for this, but any dog registrations we donate to Sadie's Safe Harbor Canine Rescue. We like to say dogs helping dogs, and you heard my dog barking in the background. That's Porter, our somewhat new puppy. He's going to be a year old probably today or tomorrow. We don't know exactly, sometime mid-May. So he's going to be a year old. He was a Sadie's foster that we failed and kept him. So, we like to say dogs helping dogs, and we love seeing dogs on the trail, of course, on a leash. And I am super excited that we have a partner this year with the Western New York Beer Trail. Tom from Western New York Beer Trail reached out to me, said, hey, would you like to partner somehow? And I think it's a great partnership. People like to hike and they like to go to breweries afterwards. And, if you're not a drinker, most of the breweries have some incredible food. And I think you still get the buy one, get one, even if it's not a pint. So, definitely think about using this. What's great about the Beer Trail is you get a booklet. It's called a Trail Pass, and all challenge participants will get 10% off the Trail Pass, and Western New York Beer Trail will be donating to a nonprofit and 10% of those proceeds. So it's a kind of really nice relationship there. But the great relationship is we're going to pair a hike with a brewery that's nearby. Then you can use the Trail Pass to get a buy one, get one at that particular brewery. So really cool. We have 33 breweries listed, and we tried to pair up as many trails with breweries. There is some duplicates because some of the trails are in the same area and there's only so many breweries. But you can definitely figure out, with the exception of just a few trails, most of them have pairs. And I'm very excited. We do this for the Adventure Club. I'll usually do a hike and we'll go to a brewery afterwards. So now, I've heard a lot of people do this already in the challenge. Now you can make it part of the challenge. And when I show you the demo of the app, you can check into those breweries using Conservancy. And then Western New York Beer Trail is going to give you both a patch and a sticker if you visit 14 of the 33 breweries. So yet another challenge within the challenge to earn some patches and stickers. So not only is it the benefit of the buy one, get one, you're also into a new challenge. So any questions? Let me just go through some of this stuff. I know Mrs. OC's there. Yeah, I love this one. Listening to OC, and you got the Sabres on the mute, but I see Sabres scored. That's awesome. I don't see any questions. No questions so far. Okay, so if you do have questions, drop them in there. If you're excited about the Western New York Beer Trail and the partnership, comment beer in the comments. All right. So I am going to pull up a demo. So we're going to just kind of go through, if you're new to any of this and you haven't used Conservancy or anything like that, I'm going to try to walk you through how to actually get it set up. I'll show some things that I answer a lot of questions about, and kind of show you what's new this year. So because we do have a new mapping app, so I'll show you how that works. I think for most of you, you're going to be okay. So if you're brand new to Conservancy, there's this hamburger in the top left, and that's a menu. And where you're going to start, if you're not part of any challenges, it's going to take you to the screen right off the bat. If you have lots of challenges, you might have to go to My Events to bring this up. And that's how you switch between challenges. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of challenges in here, and you can switch between playing each one of those challenges. But what you're going to do is you're going to either put that join code or scan the QR code in the second page of the PDF to join the 2026 challenge. So once you have joined, you'll see the screen kind of like this, and it'll say now playing if you click on it. So now I'm in the event, and you can see that I'm in the event. So when I click the event button in the bottom left, this is the base page. You're going to see any announcements that I push down to you guys on this page. What I also point out is on this page, you have an info and you have a player. And if you click on the player, that's going to show you the points for this particular challenge. It gets a little confusing because if you click on the hamburger menu and go to profile, that's going to show you the accumulated points across all of the active challenges. So if you just want to find out what's in your challenge, you're going to go to the event and go to player, and that'll show you points for the hiking challenge that you're participating in. Another thing that I'll point out on this screen is there's this envelope at the top. You'll see that envelope in a couple other places. And if you want to ask for help, if you uploaded the wrong picture, if you need something changed, you need to communicate with the admins, which is myself, and there's a couple other people that might be moderating, Mrs. OC and possibly Leah if I'm not around. So you might see other people respond, but if you click that envelope icon at the top, you can see there's an admin and a players. This is where you can chat privately with me, the admin, or another player. So if you have a question, make sure you're on admin and then just hit the plus and type your message. That'll be the easiest way for me to contact you and fix your problem. If you try to do that through email or Facebook Messenger or something like that, I have to go figure out what your Evency username is, go into Evency, fix the problem, and then respond to you somewhere else. So if we can keep it all in Evency, it makes it much easier for me. I'll respond to it a lot quicker, and you'll get a satisfaction that your issue was resolved quicker as well. So that's on the event screen. Then if we click over to the challenges screen, I'll go over some of the new stuff that you see here. So there's a few things to read through. Again, I want to just point out that you want to put your order number in because you do need to complete this challenge to earn a patch. So do that right away. As soon as you know your order number, get that challenge done right away. We have a help us out on social. So read this really carefully. Don't just take a screenshot of this screen and send it to me. It's going to get rejected. What I want you to do is go into one of those social medias and actually share the post to your profile or your story. What that does is it helps feed the algorithm and gets more people involved in the hiking challenge. Just sending me a picture of this doesn't help spread the word. So the idea is that we use social media and the algorithm to our advantage by getting lots of shares, lots of comments, and more people will learn about the hiking challenge. So read it carefully. If you're not on social media, sorry, you just don't get credit for it. But if you are on social media, by following the instructions here, you're going to help the challenge grow and reach more people. So easy one to get some points. Love that. We have our dinosaur, Stella T-Rex, that will show up on the trail every once in a while. Sometimes she'll post in the chat where she's going to be. So watch out for that. Always love seeing that. And of course, you can find me outside. I'll usually put where I'm going to be if I know in the newsletter. So look out for that. Sometimes it's just a chance encounter. I've seen, a couple people at Chestnut Ridge this past week in the waterfall challenge. They got the pictures, or come to one of my events. If you're in the adventure club, that's an easy way to see Mike outside. So that's definitely part of that. We also have a bonus. Beaver Meadow Buffalo Audubon is doing their second annual Spring Fest. If you went to that last year, it was a lot of fun. A lot of people showed up from the challenge. They're offering a $3 discount if you get in the next week or so, I think is, if I go in here, it does say the date. So till May 28th. And you'll get $3 off SpringFest. It's a fun event. It's a good fundraiser for Buffalo Audubon. Unfortunately, I won't be there this year because I'll be in Peru, but there will be a bunch of other outsiders, lots of guided hikes, lots of fun activities for the family. So check that out. We're also doing our Clarksburg Cider Creek Walk bonus. So if you take a picture of walking in the creek, there's stewardship tasks that you can complete. And what our friends from Clarksburg is giving us is 20% off from their store, or they also have a larger sale where they'll have 20% off in September. We have a GPS check-in at Gear for Adventure. I always try to steer people towards local places to buy stuff, so you can do a GPS track-in. So those are the bonus challenges right now. There will be other bonus challenges showing up, and sometimes the bonuses will not show up for you. The best thing you can do is what I tell people is swipe out of the app to make sure that you refresh the app totally. So if you've never done that, unfortunately, I'm an iPhone user, so I can only demo on an iPhone, but I think it's a very similar thing. So on an iPhone, you kind of swipe up and then you can throw the app out. You swipe out of the app is what I call it. And then you go back in, it's going to refresh anything in Evency and give you, brand new stuff if there was something. Usually it shows up, but sometimes I've had some people not show up. So just do that refresh and it'll get there. Then we have our challenges. And if you notice, we have a couple new things here. So we have our normal information, distance, elevation, the MPS rating, dogs, landmark. Website, you can go to the park website. You can pull up just the plain PDF map if you want to. But if you notice, the next link says open map and field maps. If you saw some of my posts and reels that I did, Avenza Maps has kind of discontinued their product. It's in limbo. I thought I had a solution through the Avenza store, but they stopped doing that. They got acquired by another company, and there's a lot of uncertainty with them. It wasn't something that we could use for the challenge anymore. So I did a lot of research, had a lot of stressful nights researching stuff, and we're going to end up using this product from ArcGIS, from ESRI is the company, called Field Maps. And it's free to you guys. I was able to actually get a pretty good discount on it. So that's really good. That was one of the parts that I was working on. So it works very much like Avenza. Actually might be a little bit easier than Avenza because if it's not installed on your phone, it's going to take you to a splash screen to actually download the app. So all you need to do is click that open in Field Maps. And I don't have this map installed. It works just like Avenza did. Field Maps will open. It'll ask you if you want to open it if it's not already installed. So you just say open, it downloads it, and now it's available. And it works just like Avenza, where you'll see the blue dot of where you are. If you click this, since we're not on the map, it's not going to work. But if you click the arrow, it will actually turn into a compass, and you'll see your bearing in a graphical display on the map. So it'll work exactly like Avenza. You can't track or do things like that, but honestly, most people didn't track with Avenza because it wasn't very efficient or very good. And the great part about this is you can have more than 3 maps at a time with the free version of this. So you can download all the apps if you want. And Laura, there is no limit. So all the maps can be on there all at once. It's a free app to you. Works really good. I've had a few people test out a few of the maps. So far, so good. I'm really happy with it. Opening the map works just the same. The one thing that I will caution people is we still are supporting a QR code in the PDF. However, you don't scan it with the Field Maps app. You just scan it with your camera app. So I'll say that again. So previous challenges, if you use the QR code on Avenza or with Avenza Maps, you needed to go into the Avenza Maps app, click import, it would bring up your camera, and then you would import it that way. With the QR codes that are in the PDF today with field maps, all you need to do is pull up your camera app, scan that, and it's going to open it up in field maps for you. So I think it's a little bit easier, you know, a little more user friendly, and works really good. All right, I see Sabres 3-2. Go Sabres. Yeah, so I think field maps will be, if you're used to using Avenza, field maps is going to probably be even easier to use, you know, than Avenza. You don't have as many steps to get the map into the app as before. So very cool on that. And other things. So we have our trail conditions. You can check the trail conditions. It'll search for the particular trail that you're looking for. And then as you complete trails, you're going to get a pop-up that says, hey, help your fellow hikers out, fill out a form. Take 30 seconds to fill that out, because a lot of hikers do look at that. Like if it's muddy, if there's, you know, things going on, closures, things like that, people will put it in those comments, and then you can search that before you go for the trail. And then as a community, we're building that knowledge base of, you know, a lot of people going to the trails and reporting different things. So definitely use that. Check the trail conditions before you go out, and then after you submit your trail, take 30 seconds to fill out that form. It really does help hikers out. And the final thing that you see here is the brewery. So this is where we have the breweries paired with different hikes. So you can see this one is Shalubi Loafer. The first link will take you to the brewery site. The second link is a Google Maps link to the brewery. So you have that. I'll show you where you check into the brewery in a couple minutes. So this is where you can actually find out. So if I just, I don't know, let's click on like Tift. And you can see the brewery that we paired there is Breyer Brothers. Again, the first link is to the brewery, second link is to the map. I don't know, Wilson Tuscarora, you can see Wandering Gypsy. So each one of those, if we paired a brewery, like I said, almost all the trails except for a couple, you can see it in the overview on the PDF on the pages that have all the trails. So you can see all that there. If you want to like cross-reference what brewery you're going to go to, it's also on those pages as well. Where on the PDF where the trailheads are, there's a box that shows you the trailhead, the landmark. We also have the brewery in there. So a bunch of different ways you can get at what brewery is paired with what trail system. Then we have, you know, the trails go to moderate, difficult, strenuous. We do have 6 ultras, the strenuous trails worth 15 points. We have a new one for here. We have Holland Ravines, which will be an out and back. Our new name is a Steak and Eggs Ultra to go along with our other breakfast foods. And then you can see we have a few ultras that's been on there before. The one thing that I do want to point out, the Banana Pancakes Ultra through Allegheny State Park is slightly different. Because Mount Tuscarora is a regular trail in the challenge, we're going to go from the PA line all the way to the north part of the park. So that ultra it's about the same mileage, maybe even a little bit less, but we're going to start in PA and go the full North Country Trail all the way to the north part of the park. And then we have our stewardship tasks. A lot of these are similar, you know, introduce somebody new to hiking, pick up trash on the trail, donate to partners. And I do get questions on who can I donate to? It's in the PDF. I think like page 5 or 6. There's a stewardship section that has a list of all of the places that allow for memberships or places that you can just donate to. So take a look at those pages to join the partner organization or donate. And those are also the partner events. Those are the same partners for there. As I learn about partner events, like from the Land Conservancy or Spirit or any of the other partners that we have that are doing challenge-specific events, I will post them in our portal. So, great question, Kim Snyder. You've already run into it. Yes, it will allow you to do non-Wi-Fi. In the PDF, I show you how to do that. So I'll troubleshoot that right away so you can see it. So if you go into the settings, so I clicked on the person icon in the top left, and if you go to cellular data, you have to turn that on. So by default, it's turned off like that. Turn on downloads, and then it'll use your cellular data. Most of us have unlimited plans, so it's not going to matter. The maps aren't that big. But yeah, you can do it both ways. By default, though, it won't allow you, it'll only allow you to do Wi-Fi. But just go into the person icon, go into cellular data, and turn on downloads. Good question. Good question. Okay. So let me hop back into here. We have our stewardship tasks, and I just want to show a couple other things in the beer trail. So you don't get any points for checking into the breweries. However, you will earn the badge, which will earn you a patch and a sticker. So you're going to want to check into the breweries. And again, each brewery, we have a little bit more information in the app to help you out. So what page it is in the trail pass, the brewery website, and a Google map link to it. To get credit for a brewery, you're just going to take a selfie or picture with your trail pass at the brewery. And if you're on social media, we'd appreciate it if you could tag Outside Chronicles, Western New York Beer Trail, and the brewery. It kind of shows local support, shows that this, partnership works, and, really builds the community, because people will see it, and maybe they're just following that brewery, they see your post, they might join the hiking challenge. So it's a good cyclical kind of ecosystem to build out, and with your help. So each brewery is in here. We just have them alphabetically. It has the trail pass page, the brewery website, and a Google map link to it. Then we have our Nature Center QR codes. And really the thing I want to just point out for this one, I get a lot of questions. People try to scan the code at the Nature Center with their camera app. You actually need to do it with your Conservancy app. And the other part is some people will push that button and nothing will happen. Make sure that Conservancy has access to your camera when you go to scan that code, if nothing happens. But you do have to scan the QR code at the Nature Center with the Conservancy app. If for some reason some of the nature centers don't have great service, if it doesn't work, you can always take a picture of that QR code and use 2 devices at home to do it, or use that admin message to talk to me and let me know it wasn't working right, and I can always manually give you credit for that. Okay. Then the final thing in Conservancy that I'll just show real quick is the social button. Here people will chat, ask questions, do things. There's no chats just yet. However, just remember that if you post something to the chat, everybody in the challenge sees it. If you use the envelope button and the admin messages, I'll only see it. So just be careful with that. It's good to chat, to ask questions. People are more than willing to answer those questions, but don't put anything private in there or something that you just want me to see. If you also notice, we have a feed here, and you can see somebody actually already submitted a community science eBird checklist, hopefully from sometimes recently. And you'll see everybody's pictures that are shared within the hiking challenge show up in this feed as well. And then the final tab that we have is a leaderboard. It shows the top 100 people, but just remember, this is a challenge. It's not a race. There's no points for number 1 on the leaderboard. I know a lot of people are, gung-ho. They want to see their name up there. Don't worry about it. We have until November to finish all of these challenges. It's a challenge for you. It isn't a race. Don't compare yourself to other people in the challenge. If some people finish very quickly, and you do some spring hikes, and then it gets hot and you don't hike, and then you finish up in the fall, that's okay. The idea is that you're getting outside at your pace. Everybody starts at a different place and everybody has a little different motivation for this. So questions, let me see if we have any questions. What's that, hon? Okay, questions for social media share. It says use the waterfall challenge hashtag. Oh, I didn't update that. Sorry about that. Yeah, you want to use just the hashtag isn't that important. Tagging is more important, but I'll update that. It should just be WNY Hiking Challenge. Thanks for that. Yeah, appreciate. I'm just kind of going through. Thank you, Kara. I see Tom is on from the West New York Beer Trail. So if you have any questions about the book or how everything works, definitely post that there. Let's see, my buddy Matt DeRosa. Hi, Matt. How you doing? Hopefully you're watching the Sabres. Go Sabres. Let's see. Keith, if you've already donated or joined a partner organization, can we use our confirmation? Yeah, I'll accept anything in 2026. We appreciate that. I know you can't join every organization, and if you've already joined, I'll accept anything in 2026. But if you can spare the extra dollars and join, a different organization, they appreciate it. Nonprofits are, gas prices are huge. I know, and it's not getting any easier for these organizations. So, money's tight in a lot of donors and other places. So if you can, I would say join, but if you can't, and because of gas prices being high and your budget's stretched, I understand that. I'll accept anything in 2026. Western Omelet, Whirlpool Devil's Hole. I haven't been able to put that one on there because number one, I have Devil's Hole to Whirlpool as a normal hike, and I don't want people double dipping anymore. So I try to not put an ultra that overlaps with a normal trail. So that was one reason. The other reason, it's been very unpredictable because of the rock fall. And it's possible that Devil's Hole to Whirlpool might get cut off, and I might have to just redirect everybody to just Whirlpool State Park. So that one's a little bit harder because they've had some stability issues and erosion issues on that. I see this question, will you be able to use tracking on the map? So Field Maps doesn't track. I would suggest if you're doing something for the ultra or just tracking for yourself, honestly, Avenza wasn't very good. I usually redirected people to use either Strava or AllTrails to actually track their stuff. Those two do a much better job. So Field Maps will only give you the location on the map. I would use some other app that's more efficient to actually track your progress. When I tried to add to the Conservancy, the PDF code added a different challenge. Reach out to me separately. I don't know if anybody else has tried the QR code. I don't know which code you used. Don't post it in the channel. Which code you used. Don't post it in the comments because then it'll be open to the world. But just let me know. Send me an email. Let me know what happened. I'll try to figure it out. Let's see. Yeah, the other thing, I have to post this in the trail conditions page. Rhinestein is having some work done on their trails through the month of May. Shouldn't affect the whole challenge, but we were told that it should be wrapped up in the month of May. They're regrading some of the trails. So if you want to go to Rhinestein, you may or may not be able to get to the challenge landmark. Use the other trails or just avoid it for now. I mean, you probably just want to avoid it just because it's, busy. Yep. All right. Let me do that. I don't know what's happening with that, but I will troubleshoot that for you. So that's Conservancy. I have just one other thing that I want to show real quick if you are new to the challenges. And let me pull up. So if you go to my website and you go to the resources page, you see there's a Western New York hiking portal. I have it linked in other places within the PDF, other places, but that's really the easiest place to get to it. And here I'm going to post any trail conditions, any things about hunting that will affect this challenge. I'll also post any group hikes that our partners are doing or partner events. As you can see, the trail, Finger Lakes Trail has their county hike series that's going on right now. I think you can still get into it. They also asked me to post some trail maintenance days. So if you want to do that stewardship task, they would be very, very appreciative if you lended a hand to help them out on those trail days. If anything else like that comes up, I will be posting it to this portal. So check that before you go hiking. Other things, if you want to use the Conservancy web app, there's a button for that. If you want to check those trail conditions, it's going to just take you to the form that has all the trail conditions, and you can do searches and do all that kind of stuff within there. You can search different things and things that are posted. You can also use that link within Conservancy to do that. If you miss that link in Conservancy to post trail conditions, but you want to do it after the fact, you can click on this form and fill out that trail conditions. You can see all the trails are alphabetical on that form. If you want to see, I get a lot of people that ask, hey, how do you figure out how the trails are easy versus moderate versus difficult? Well, here's the data. So you can pull this page up and you can see all of the trails within the PDF and within Conservancy are listed in order of difficulty. And I use a formula that the National Park uses that's based on distance and elevation to figure out what that difficulty is. So you can see how each trail rates to each other and how the difficulty increases as you get down to the strenuous trails. So if you're kind of new to hiking, you can say, well, yeah, I went to Kenny Glen. That's a 26.66. And maybe I could do a 36. And let's try, Beaver Meadow. That's a 36, 10 points more, and just to kind of see how it is. So it's a calculation of distance and elevation, and that's how I figure it out. And they're all relative to each other. So I try to kind of group them in even groups that correlate to the points, and you can see how there's break points for each one of them and how the National Park System correlates to everything there. You can see an overview of our Google Trails. So you can see where all the trails are, and they're color coded by difficulty there. And then finally, it's not live yet because we don't have any results, but as we get finishers and we can start posting them, we'll be posting the finishers there along with your challenge collage that we create for you as you finish. And then the final thing I wanted to show you on this website is the version history of the packet. So the PDF that you download, on the last page of it, there's a version number and also some version history there. If I made a mistake, which I usually do, there's always trail closures and reroutes and other things that I need to deal with because things change throughout the challenge. The great part is it's digital, so I will update the PDF, I'll update the maps, and if you want to figure out what version PDF you have, it'll be here, and you can compare it to what you have, and you might need to download it. Remember, I showed you can always go to the login. So I'm not logged in right now, but once you log in, go to your profile and you can go to the downloads and just re-download that. If I have to update a map, a digital map, Field Maps will take care of that. You'll see that there's a new version of that map, and you can click download. If you've downloaded it previously and I had to update it, Field Maps will actually take care of that for you and prompt you for that. All right. So that is it for the demos. Let's see if there's any more questions. No other big questions? All right. Yeah, the Finger Lakes County Series is awesome. It's in our area this year, so check it out. I know a lot of people are doing that and are excited about that. So Amy, yeah, there you could do a refresher or take another course. They have, it doesn't have to be just the 101 course. If you've already taken that, there's a backcountry course. There's, a photography course. They have a bunch of different free courses. So find one that interests you, and you can take that one. I'll accept a certificate from another Leave No Trace course. All right. Yeah. Smitty D, you have no idea how stressed I was over that because there wasn't a lot of good solutions for the app, and then finding out, it's fairly costly to do any ArcGIS products. I have experienced that from my master's degree and working with SUNY, and they gave me a great deal, kept it very inexpensive, and it works really well. And actually, from my standpoint, it was actually easier to set up than Avenza. And I think from your standpoint as a user, it might even be easier to use in the long run. All right, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it's better outside. I like to hear that. That makes me smile. Thank you very much for that. Any other questions, guys? Registration's been open. There's been people registering this whole time. Get out there. Hiking starts tomorrow. I think it's supposed to get really nice. I saw like 77 on Sunday and 86 on Monday. So I think trails will dry out. I'm actually kind of glad that we delayed until May 15th to start the challenge because it has been really, really muddy out there. And to be good stewards of the trail, it was more timing for me with the waterfall challenge, a trip. I just kind of naturally pushed it off, but thank God because, the trails would have been very, very muddy. Buffalo Brewcast podcast. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for your support, and listen to the podcast for great breweries. Before we leave, I was going to ask this before. I said, if you're excited about breweries, comment beer, but maybe comment your favorite brewery or where you're going to go. So who's starting where, right? What trail, what brewery are you looking forward to? Question here. Do you have a tutorial of the mapping? I'm having problems setting it up. There's a couple things within the PDF, but I don't have much tutorials. Reach out to me. I'll try to answer your questions. I need a bigger board of patches behind me. Yeah, I know. I'm missing a few patches there. I don't have this year's on there. So yeah, I'm missing a few. Yeah, we could have done the Cold Miser challenge. No doubt. All right. Use all lowercase letters in Evency. It should support all uppercase, all lowercase, and then uppercase for the first one too. They put all the different combinations of the join code, so it should do all that. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Wandering Gypsy. Yeah, I've never been to Wandering Gypsy, so that's up north. I think that was with Wilson Tuscarora. So yeah, that's someplace I want to explore. Other questions on the challenge? Who's excited? What's your favorite trail going to be, or your first trail? Any other questions that I can answer? What's the Sabre score? How about that? Or any other questions, guys? If not, we'll sign off here. Other questions? Keep them coming. Yeah, never been the Shalubi Loafer. That's as I read in the trail pass, it says it's the owner's nicknames for his daughters. Franklin Golf, good place to start. Yeah, Wandering Gypsy. Good brunches. Good to know. This is fun. Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate you as well. Bond Lake and Royalton up north. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of new trails. So I actually didn't even mention that. There's So we're doing the Western New York Land Conservancy as a beneficiary. There will be a badge and stickers if you go to all of their properties, all of their preserves. There's some new ones like Lytle's in there. Kenny Glen's never been in there. They have the one that you should all be excited to go to is Floating Fen. It's really, really cool. The fen is awesome. Depending on when you go there, there's carnivorous plants and irises. There's a really cool beaver dam and beaver pond that you can see. It is spectacular. That's a new one. Bear Creek is a new one. The Finger Lakes Trail put a new spur trail, which makes parking in a little bit easier, and they have a brand new bridge. The bridge is our challenge landmark. So Bear Creek is new. We're back at Hickory Ridge. It was called West Hill Preserve. Now it's called Hickory Ridge. There's been tons of trail work there with mountain bikes. So you'll see some mountain bikes, but it's a pretty big trail system. Looks pretty nice. I haven't been there since they've renovated it, but I've heard it's quite nice. So yeah, there's a few other new ones that we were able to get in as well. Yeah, Mendon Ponds, good place to start. 3-2 still. Thank you for the update. Yeah, Moss Lake. I've heard really good things about that. I was at Land Conservancy today, and they showed me a picture of a laurel, swamp laurel, I think they called it, or bog laurel, and it's pretty, but it's fairly short, I think. So that's why I've hesitated to have it on there, because it's a long ride for a short hike. Yeah, Floating Fen is cool. Did a cleanup there. Thanks for doing the cleanup. And wow, 200 abandoned tires. That's amazing. Thank you for pulling all that out. All right, Chestnut Ridge. Mike's favorite feature. Yeah, of course. Oh, I have to update that. Camera icon is on the Eternal Flame. Is this the challenge? No, it's the Eternal Flame's optional. It is Mike's favorite feature. So yeah, I guess I got an error on that one. So we'll be having version 1.1 of the PDF with these couple updates that I need to do. All right, Oatka. I always get that. Mike, the QR code, but just typing it in didn't. So maybe there's something wrong with the case that you typed in. A combination of the uppercase, lowercase that I don't have in there. So if you can, I don't know if you can backtrack and see what you actually typed in. I can add that into the options of the different codes in there. Okay. Other questions, guys? Other comments? All right. Well, got the same error. Yeah, Laura, if you can email me what you actually typed in, I will check it out. Because it should be, I thought I put in all the different combinations of the code, but maybe I missed something. Yeah, that automatic capital, and I thought I put that first one as a capital. So yeah. All right, guys, I'll take a look at those things. Thank you for pointing out those couple errors. We'll get those fixed right away. All right, team, outsiders. I think this is it. Go watch the Sabres game. Go Sabres. We'll see you guys outside. It's going to be beautiful. You won't see me this weekend because my son is graduating, so I'll be at Binghamton. But I'll be on the trails just after that. So be on the lookout. And I hope I see some of you guys out there. Make sure you stop me if you see me and say hi. So hopefully you guys enjoy the challenge. Registration is open. And good luck. And if you have any problems, let me know. See you guys.